around. Let's see what the Bob's got for us this time.
613A. That's talking about looking at data in different forms of display. Do you remember what the types of forms of display are?
Well, there's lots of different types of graphs we can create to display data. I know one of them is a stem and leaf plot. We've got bar graphs, box plots, line plots, dot plots, all kinds of different things. What's
histograms?
Histograms, yeah. What's this one asking us to create?
Well, let's take a look at the data and what they are expecting from us. Wow, here's our data.
All right.
All right, so let's take a look here. We need to create a stem and leaf plot and a box plot from that data. Let's start with our stem and leaf.
All right, so stem and leaf plot is a pretty basic type of graph. Basically a T-chart. On one side of the T-chart, you've got your stem.
That means this would be the leaf?
And the leaf is over there, correct. So the stems represent the tens digit in these numbers, and the leaves represent the ones digits in these numbers.
But what about like 6 and 9? They don't have, and even 3, they don't have a 10 digit.
Right, so I think on those we're just going to put a 0 over here.
Good idea. All right, so I know I got some numbers in the teens, so I'm going to put a 1 there, and I have at least one number in the 20s, so I'm going to put a 2 there. All right, so 0, 1, and 2 is our stem, because those are the values in the tens place.
I think a good idea here before we go too much further would be to put these numbers in order from least to greatest.
Why didn't I think of that?
All right, so what would come first?
3 would come first. All right, you cross it off.
All right.
All right, then we got 6.
Then 8.
And then 8.
9.
9.
11.
11.
11 again.
Oh, 2 11s.
15.
15.
16.
16.
And 22.
And 22.
I think that's all of them. What I always like to do is I like to count my original numbers and then count the numbers over there and make sure I have them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So probably got them all.
Awesome. All right, so here is all our single digits.
So those are going to be the ones that have a stem of 0. So what should I put over here for the leaf?
You just write these digits down. 3, 6, 8, and 9. Now here's where it gets a little more tricky though. We have a group in the above 10. So those leaves, we're not going to write 11 again. We're going to write just a 1, comma, another 1.
To represent the second 11.
Represent 2 11s. The 15 we're going to represent as a 5, and the 16 as a 6. So the stem, the 1 here, represents the number in the tens place. So we have 11, 11, 15, and 16. And we only have 1 in the 20s, so please just put a 2. Yep, because 22.
So this would be 22, a 2 in the tens place and a 2 in the ones place.
Awesome. So there's our stem and leaf plot. Before we go any further, Mr. Fishback, what's the mode of this data?
Well, the mode is the number that shows up the most often. And so I'm looking up here and I see one number that shows up more than any other numbers, and that's the number 11. Real easy to find the mode when you have the numbers put in numerical order. Also, I see right here I have 2 1s right here, and these ones both represent the number 11.
Awesome. So we need to do a box plot from this data. A box plot uses a number line. Okay? And that number line needs to be including all of our data. So I'm going to put down here, I'm going to put 0, and I'm going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, and 20, 25.
Alright, so that'll at least get us from the number 3 to 22.
Exactly. We need to, when we make a box plot, we need to find the median, and we need to find the quartiles.
So the median would be the middle number, so that's pretty easy to do. If we start on the ends and work our way to the middle, eventually we come up with a middle number of 11. So 11 is our median.
Okay, so I'm going to put a dot above, about where 11 would be on my number line. Alright, now we got to find our quartiles. The lower quartile is the middle number, the median of the lower half. Right? Well, 1, 2, 1, 2, so that means the median of the lower half would go right there.
Right between the 6 and the 8. So it would actually be the average of the 6 and 8, or you could think of it as the number that's halfway between 6 and 8.
I know that one's 7.
Okay.
In between 6 and 8 is 7, so I'm going to put a dot right above where I think the 7 would be on my number line. Now we need to find the upper quartile. Q1 was 7, yep. The upper quartile is in between the 15 and the 16. This one's going to have to be a decimal, right? Because there's no whole number between 15 and 16, so this one's going to have to be 15.5, because that's the same as 15 and a half.
15 and a half would be halfway between 15 and 16.
So Q3,
which is the upper quartile,
is 15.5. So I need to put a dot where I think 15.5 would be. Right there, these three numbers that we have on our number line is going to be our edges of our box. Right? We're making a box plot, so we have to have a box. I put a line through the middle of the box where I think where the median goes. Now, how do you get the whiskers?
The whiskers extend out to the minimum value and the maximum value. So I see here that our minimum value in our data set is the number 3. So I'll put a dot right around number 3 and a whisker shooting out that way. The maximum value in the data set is 22, so we have a dot there with the whisker shooting out to the right.
Awesome. So we're going to have to put this data and the data displays on an answer key and see if the bomb will take it.
Hopefully it works.
All right, let's see if this works.
Oh, good.